Alright, welcome back mga boss. Brono Escalante tubong Cebu at nakabase ito sa Amerika, may taas na 5'2", na lumalaban sa Super Flyweight Division. Nakasagupan nito ang Romanian fighter na wala pang talo sa panahong ito, na si Alexandro Marin para bakanting IB Intercontinental Super Flyweight title. Brono Escalante ay dating World Super Flyweight Champion, nakuha niya ito sa pangbato ng Amerika na si Michael Ruse Jr. Via 10th round majority decision, silipin natin si Alexandro Marin. May taas na 5'7" at dating IBO International Bantamweight at Intercontinental Bantamweight Champion. Sa weigh-in ng dalawa medyo nakaasiran pa at minaliit ng Romania fighter ang Pinoy. Napandak daw ito at walang maibubuga sa taas ng luna, at saglit lang daw tapusin ang laban, at patutulugan lang daw ang Pinoy, at naasar nga ang Pinoy kasi gusto yatang halikan sa noo si Brono. Ito ang kartada ng dalawa. Brono Escalante, may record na 17 wins 3 talo, ang 7 dito boss ay tinapos niya via knockout. Si Alexandro naman ay may record na 16 wins 0 loss 11 by knockout. Ginanap ang labas sa Amerika. Pero mga balikan natin ang laban ng dalawa, let's go!
So we begin round number 2 on Escalante. We are scheduled round. This bout is for the vacant IBF Intercontinental Flyweight title, which basically means the winner.
Yeah, probably a top 15 ranking in the IBF.
Right, and their current belt holder, Ruti Methalane.
I think more important than the ranking, sharp enough and good enough to be maybe a future candidate to be in the co-main event portion of a future super flyweight.
An aggressive Marin, steadily getting a little bit more courageous in there, walking down Escalante. Doug, I don't know if Escalante is going to be really able to dent Marin. Marin's a well-built.
And he seems to be the harder puncher of the two. Escalante is boxing nicely from a distance. He moves well. He's got good footwork. Just it doesn't seem like his power shots are able to dissuade him anyway. Not yet anyway. Maybe perhaps land during an exchange. He hasn't done that yet.
Yeah. So quick, but you're right. Punches have not been effective just yet.
Although he landed, Cynthia, but
And as I was saying
yeah,
that.
but you know, there's going time where Escalante's got to sit inside that pocket and bouncing out. I think they're going to call a timeout, and Wayne Hedgepeth is going to look for a action before calling timeout here. He's not sure about that.
I think it might have been Marin's. He was the one sort of maybe he was just being helpful to Wayne.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, and looks like they're going to be taking it to Escalante.
Oh, broken. From Brooklyn, Barclays Center, the undercard reporter Danny Garcia. We haven't talked about that undercard tonight. I think it's a toss-up. Yeah, I'm going to go with Porter by decision.
Likewise.
Just as long as they don't have the same judges that judge the hot for activity and aggression and body punching. I could see a very good counter puncher. Probably hits harder punch for punch than Porter.
Yeah. So we'll see. I read Michelle Rosado, a Raging Babe. She tweeted yesterday. She read something on Twitter and she said, Danny Garcia, something changed her mind. And I'm like, what was it that she read? Because saying Porter.
Well, hold on. Well, Marin is starting to really open up and affect Escalante, and he's doing it out of the southpaw stance, having a big Danny Garcia fight to save my life. Every time I think he wins, he loses. The only one I've ever actually prognosticated was the Mauricio Herrera fight. But other than that, did Danny Garcia finds a way cleaner technician, the superior puncher, or does he have the passion to deal with the likes of Sean Porter under him for 36 rounds and make it physically tough in there?
And if you remember earlier, this Brandon Rios, who's a totally faded veteran, not a natural welterweight, moments crowding Garcia. Now Garcia knocked him out when we got into that fight once he kind of warmed up and knocked off some ring rust. But that was a blown-up lightweight who had not exactly led a Spartan life, so the nickname of Marin there. It'll be interesting to see how Garcia pressure of Sean Porter.
You see Marin now crouching down on the inside. That might be the way to really open up Escalante. It's obvious, though, he's searching more firepower. Keep this in mind, Escalante in 21 fights has only scored 7 stoppages. That much of a puncher.
You see how low he got down when he was pretty low.
Well, that's one of the things that a taller fighter has to do, and they'll talk about this in the gym. When you're going to be a taller fighter, they make yourself small, which is another way of saying crap. Good left-handed. Best punch he's landed right at the bell.
Nice pop.
A round front knee, making himself small and really just getting to work. And that might be the waist down. Escalante, who's built kind of like a fire hydrant. Short, squat, strong little guy out of the southpaw stance. We're in round number 4 now. We are scheduled for 10. Alexander Marin with the record of 6.
Yeah, I have 3 rounds to 1 for Marin, even though the previous round was landed by Escalante.
And now you see Marin once again stepping, starting to bang the body, trying to smother the smaller Escalante.
And it's because of sequences like this that I have Marin ahead of the older fighter, the more seasoned of the 2 professionals.
And you're starting to see Escalante switch it a little bit for a quick Mayabang stance.
I think it works out for him offensively speaking. He's relatively safe in that southpaw stance when he's sticking and moving, when he's working his jab, but in order to, he does a better job from an orthodox stance.
Good 1-2 by Marin.
Good back of the ground.
Escalante seems a little bit more willing to trade inside the pocket.
At least in the second half, and soundly outworked over the first half of the round. But I like that he's going to the body.
See again, Escalante going to the right-handed stance, right on the... switching things up.
I think it's confusing Marin a little bit.
It is, to a forehand all of a sudden switches the backhand. So Escalante had a pretty good second half of round number 5. It'll be interesting to see scored this particular frame.
Yeah, I think this round 5 could go either way.
Yeah, and we are halfway through, scheduled for what's been a hard night's work. Escalante simply, in my view, consistent enough throughout the 3 minutes of most rounds to win them on the judges' scorecards.
Yeah, he's had his moment. He's shown his class in flashes and spots, but he just hasn't put it all together enough.
But it's funny, when you look at it, look at Marin's face.
Yeah.
I mean, just like the last bout, who knows?
Coming into the last of this bout, and Doug, I think this is a classic example of why you shouldn't judge a fight by blood.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, the man whose face is clean has been soundly outworked, and I believe his fight. And I just don't know why Escalante putting his foot to the gas pedal at least a little bit more. He does have success forwards.
He needs to go into overdrive. He has less than 40 seconds.
Now standing and delivering inside the pocket, but will it be too little too late against the Alexander Marin? Escalante, now Marin trying to fight back. Final seconds of what's been... Oh! Well, it's a slip. It's a slip, and Well,
Lumaban ng parehas ang ating kababayan, binigay niya ang lahat sa laban, may wagayway lang ang bandila ng Pilipinas. Pero sa banda huli referee at hurado ang naghusga sa laban. Pero sa paningin ng mga tao Pinoy ang nagwagi sa palakasan sa taas ng luna. Manalo matalo proud Pinoy boxer parent tayo. Alright, anong masasabi nyo mga boss? Pag-usapan natin yan sa comment section. Ito ang inyong kalahi at nagsasabi ng God bless. Ingat.
We think it's a knockdown. It was.
Still, it gave us a reaction.
It did, and it also lets you know that Marin was.
98-92 for your winner by split decision. He is still undefeated, Alexandru